So, this video is about an idea that someone else came up with called the think tank conglomerate, and it was something they wanted to try out, and I thought it sounded really interesting, so I decided, yeah, I'll try it out with them. And the idea behind it, that their description is, it's a test for a new model on a semi-closed circle sharing and collaboration system, and a test for progress documentation. But my take on it is it's going to be a way to keep up with someone and their goals and their progress towards those goals, and also just carry on some discussion about various topics. And so I'd say there's two real big reasons why I want to do it. And the first is just to kind of share some hopefully inspiring stories about things I'm trying to do. So I know I kind of disappeared for a while, tried to stay off the radar just because that's kind of what I felt like I wanted to do for a while, but I always knew I would be back someday, and looks like that day is today. But anyway, um, there were a lot of stories that no one really got to hear. So, for example, do you know the story behind this trophy? If you were paying attention, you might have known that there was an article about it actually. So, and this was probably like I would consider it to be my greatest moment in fighting game tournaments. So this is me on the right.
Oh no!
It was pretty crazy, but for anyone who wasn't like watching,
That's it! Oh my gosh!
or even the people who were, it was kind of like something that just came out of nowhere.
Wow!
No one saw it coming, and you know, I didn't get to tell people like stuff that I did to get to that level where I could compete at a tournament and become good enough to make a big comeback in the grand finals. So there are a lot of stories like that that just no one ever really got to hear about, and I kind of just kept them to myself. And another type of inspirational story I want to tell is just about how you can get better at a lot of things if you just have the mindset to work through it and not let anything hold you back. So, um, for an example of that, um, I've been trying to work on doing better at expressing my thoughts and explaining my ideas. So I've been working at this for a while, but to get an idea of where I started, when I played Mario Kart on a team, um, we would the other people would want to do voice chat while we were playing, and it was kind of uncomfortable for me, so I never really wanted to do it, and I just didn't like it. But one day I was kind of like thinking, I kind of want to get better at it so it's not so uncomfortable for me, and I want to try to get good at it. So, something you might notice is that if you look at the channel currently, all of the recent videos have my voice in them, and that's intentional because that was a large factor behind why I made the videos. It's like I want something where I can try to work on expressing my ideas using my voice and try to make it not so uncomfortable. And now, um, the first videos I made, like the first tutorial videos I made, were so tough for me. Like, I made a whole bunch of notes for like what I should say, the order I should say things, and then I okay, I think I'm ready to do this, and then hit the record button, and like, okay, so this video is about, and then I'd start talking for 30 seconds, and then I'd have an awkward pause, not know what to say, and then I'd be like, oh wait, I forgot to say this other thing that was really important. And it's like, I guess I gotta restart. And it reminded me of a lot of the games I played where it's like like in Mario Kart, you start out, then you hit the wall, and then you restart, then you try again, try again. That's how it was. I was like, okay, this video is about, and then like, then something would go wrong, and then I would restart, and it was really hard for me, but I definitely got a lot better at it over time and with practice to where it was more like I wouldn't always explain everything perfectly. I wouldn't always say everything I wanted to say. I'd miss some stuff sometimes, but for the most part, I could just like hit record, do it once, and it'd be like, alright. It wouldn't necessarily be great. I don't think I'm like amazing at it yet, but I got a lot better at it. And then I moved on to some other things like streaming, So that was also that was like next level. So now you don't get a do-over. It's just this one shot. And um, it's kind of like faster pace and you don't always get to plan out everything in advance. And then I tried some interesting streams, like I tried a Mahjong research stream where I had some idea coming in of something I wanted to think about, but I didn't really like know where it was gonna go. None of it was really planned out. And so I kind of just tried to see, well, how well can I do in something like that? And I still don't know if I really did a good job with it, but the goal is more that I think if I practice it a whole bunch, I'll eventually be good at it. And that's really the story I want to share, where this is something that was very hard for me. Like, it was like back in the Mario Kart days, like I said, it was talking with people who we were kind of friends with, and it was for the sake of like doing better at a game, doing better in the competition. So you'd think if I was struggling in a situation like that, that's pretty tough. But now it's not so uncomfortable for me. I still I'm still working at it, but I've definitely gotten a lot better, and hopefully I can kind of inspire other people to want to do the same thing. Because if you just have that mindset of like you're gonna get through it, like if you just practice, if you have the mindset to just overcome the obstacles and overcome your own fears, then you'll get through it. Anyway, that's half of why I want to be a part of this think tank conglomerate thing. Then the other half would be just to have a place to discuss a bunch of ideas. So I have a lot of really big ideas that I'm thinking about, and for a lot of them, it would help to have people to talk to about them. And in the past, I've just like private messaged friends sometimes and talked about things. But sometimes it'd be helpful to have more people, or there might be other people who would also be interested and who could contribute. So I think this model might be great for something like that. And coming up pretty soon, I have this video about my thoughts on reasoning. So essentially what I think you have to do to be good at logic and good at reasoning things out. So I'm hoping to make that video pretty soon, and I think that's going to be a really good starting point for some discussions. So if you're interested in any of this at all, check out the link in the description and see what it's like.